What we have here is my solar system. There's a couple solar panels just outside. They're coming in on these heavy wires there. They go to this MPPT controller. This charge port is a 12 to 24 volt charge port, and it's actually telling me the power coming off the panel. So you can actually see that this is dumping almost all the power, holding the voltage right down to battery voltage, and then it stops so I can see what the voltage is, and then it comes back and look, and we can actually see that on this as it the voltage goes up and down. So you can see the floating voltage at about 20 volts, which is what's coming off the panel. And then the charge voltage as that panel or as that charge controller pulls the power down to battery. It's basically dumping all the power into the battery that it can. Battery goes to this set of terminals, and then the solar charge goes to this. These two wires here go to my office, and then I have a separate charge controller, and this one's running on a laptop power supply sitting right here. This laptop power supply at 18 volts out goes into the charge controller, and I have that set up to a photo eye sitting outside as well, but that comes into this switch, so I can have it on auto or I can have it on. So I could turn it on and then have this lamp plugged in on it, and you can see that the voltage came up. I can turn it back off. You see the voltage goes back down on this one. So laptop power supply on, and it goes up. Laptop power supply off, and it goes back down. So I'm drawing a little bit more than the solar can provide. And this is the daytime power. So this has a mode in the settings because this one's it's a cheaper unit. It's only pulse width modulated, so it's not near as efficient as this one. This is the good one. This is the cheap one. But this one has controls and stuff like that, and it has a setting where we can turn the power side on from dusk to dawn. So by running this at night off of a external power supply, wall power, I can use this dusk to dawn feature, because as far as this is concerned, we're only dusk to dawn is actually really daylight because of how I have it run backwards from normal solar. So that's what we've got going on here. Here's the solar panels. That one's an awning over the door. This one's just temporary. It's going to go over the window. We're getting shading. It's amazing how much the shading stops power production. Quit shading. There we go. So these are the solar panels. And then what I have is I have a photo eye right here. You can see there's a piece of tape over it, partially occluding the eye. It's transparent, so this allows me to turn that wall power on when it's shady, rainy, cloudy days. This will turn it on and off for me. And then this is my charge center inside my office. This powers my computer, so my laptop is always powered off of solar by day, and then that power supply at night, but the computer's sleeping at night, so it's not a big deal. What this is a voltage cutoff switch. So I've got a cooler plugged in, and it's drawing a lot of power, and I'm actually getting a significant amount of voltage drop over the 10-15 feet of wire because I'm drawing 5-6 amps between the computer and that cooler. And what this is doing is it's low voltage cutout, so I can actually have priority. Laptop gets priority. It needs power. The cooler, it's nice to have if it's running, and if it's not running, that's okay. It will basically be able to shut itself off. So that's where I'm set up right now, is this. I can plug that cooler back in. You can see that voltage drop, voltage sag, and there's enough power now that it's not cycling. But if the cloud goes overhead and we're not quite enough power to run everything, then voltage drops, and then this will cut out and allow me to save some power for my other electrical things. Moving the low voltage cutoff onto the wall, we can see it just turned off. Watch that voltage climb, and it'll turn on. There we go. We watch the voltage drop. So it's an overcast, cloudy day right now, and it's struggling. 2 panels is just quite not enough to keep everything running. So we can see that we've got this turning on and off, keeping the battery charged, because I'm just running a soda fridge and air conditioner. It just kicked on. That's not solar powered, but we see that we got just turning on and off, and that is the home office solar panel. Actually, we can see here that guy's reading off the power, the solar panel directly, so that's plugged into the solar panel, and we can see that it's sitting at 13.7 volts, 13.9. So this charge controller, as you can see, is a solid red line, solid red dot, and so it is drawing as much power as we can. So you can see that it's holding the charge voltage right to the charge voltage, and then we can see it's starting to flash, and we'll watch the voltage on the on that climb up a little bit, because it's charge controller is testing the voltage, and we can see that the voltage climb up, float, and then we can see that this guy's still running, so we're still drawing power. So the sun must have poked up behind the clouds, and we're generating enough power now. But that's how all this works. The goal is to keep the battery charged as much as I can. The battery's an old, tired, wore out piece of junk from a prior house, and we're just trying to make things work, trying to be efficient with the home office, running the laptop on solar. Just that makes me happy, and I can do it with this setup.